4-step method to high-performance trading and the free audio program, the 7-step daily routine for high-performance traders, are both free downloads to help you develop the skill set, the mindset, the discipline to master the markets. The link is down below in the box, the description box. They're both free downloads. Let's get started.
G'day traders, Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading, and just a brief recap on my short trade on the pound yen this morning in the New York session. Just reviewing a couple simple things, and out of the 4 pairs that I kind of mainly focused on this morning, mine was probably the 3 that I narrowed it down to. Mine was probably the poorest quality in terms of how well it played out. But in terms of trade execution and trade management, I'm very happy with how I performed. And that's some of the things you have to take away from your trading sometimes, is that the market is going to do what the market is going to do, and you take what the market gives you, but you focus on flawless execution of your trade setup. And so after going through the charts, we had movement obviously on several pairs throughout Asia and London today. And of course, waking up in North America, we saw several markets some had just ground slowly still on the front side of moves continuing from last week. And then we saw some explosive moves, pound yen, euro yen, and other pairs that stayed in fairly range-bound consolidation. So my thought process on pound yen today, amongst the oil and gold and looking at the different instruments and the indexes, was that the pound yen had an explosive low of day trade in the London session. So again, I'm not going to go too far into the day count, but we have a 3-day consolidation, peak formation consolidation on Friday, and then a retest of Friday's low at the London Open for the explosive move. But they had also taken out the high from Thursday a few weeks ago. And although we're in an upward channel, because we had taken out those highs and on the smaller time frames, which we'll look at in a second, we had a nice opportunity. I thought they would go back at least into some of the traders on the breakout from the London longs. Just felt that we would see, because we cleared out the high of the week and the previous Thursday's high, that we would see some sort of retest. And based on the pattern on the smaller time frame, we had a measured move that would take us back into traders that were long in the London session, but still not really, denting the day whatsoever. So in terms of the structure, feeling confident that the high of the day at that time was locked in. And then the lower low, the peak formation stop hunt at the end of the hour gave an ideal entry underneath of that 50% level of our geometrical structure. So again, peak formation, low, peak formation, high, that after the London window, there's my geometrical structure for locking in the high of the day. We took the short trade, and again, we had a fairly tight stop. I was confident, probably could have got maybe in a little bit higher, but as this fell, I entered the market and the break of that low. Now, when the new hour started, that is also the beginning of a new 4-hour cycle. Now, this peak formation high, I expected to see a stop hunt retest into the breakdown of this level. But as it started to collapse through, I went to break even, and I was confident at this stage that we would see that market possibly capitulate through down to the target. Now, we obviously found support at double zeros. My thesis was that we would see potentially an acceleration in this hour, maybe at this consolidation, but then the retest capitulation into that target, and then possibly a pullback, but it happened sooner. When this market goes sideways, and I've already moved my stop to the peak formation high, I lowered it to lock in the 25 because, again, experience, we know that if this trade's going to go, it should accelerate and capitulate, which it did not, and it took me out within a couple of minutes. But that locked in some profit on the trade, the difference of maybe 15 pips from taking it out at the zeros, but the thesis was we should get a measured move, and we could still see this market complete that pattern. I'm not too worried about it. Trade's over for me. We were still on the front side of this move. On the way down, we're on the back side. So again, front side, back side. We're on the front side heading up. This rectangle gives me the reversal opportunity for the high of day short trade. I had a fairly tight stop on this. I was able to get in reasonably decent fill and then added a little bit into this. Probably, again, this is a day one runner though, and we're counter trend the front side of this move. So as this market starts to creep and auction sideways, again, I had no fear and no hesitation in making sure I locked something in, because this should have either capitulated or did what it did, and that's reverse. So that at least takes me out with 25 pips of profit. You take what the market gives you. I don't beat myself up. In retrospect, I can see obviously we've had explosive moves on oil and gold on the front side of those moves still. So the bias was to continue in the direction of that trend. But again, I took a trade. I focused on executing that, managed my risk, took profits, didn't quite complete the measured move, but it is what it is. You take what the market gives you, and I'm sure that this market will probably roll over and complete the target because I'm out of the trade now. But that's trading. So hopefully you got value from today's video, traders. Day one runner, but we were outside of the high and low of the day, and we took out a previous weekly swing high. And again, that market has gone 50 pips from high to low. Didn't quite get my 50 pips, but we still managed to lock in profits out of that trade. And obviously, if we were trading on the front side of a down move, perhaps that might have blown off and given even more. But that's a front side on day one. We took out high of day. We had the high of day locked in. We had a nice geometrical structure, high and low, for a measured move. And actually, just on that, we possibly, if we tightened our consolidation up, you can see that market actually did complete a full expansion of that middle geometrical low, which again, sometimes you make decisions about where you put your levels, and it can make the difference between, locking in a bit more profits and holding on for more. So, got to improve 1% better every single day. There's always something you can learn from every single trade. And next trade will come up, and I'll focus on the same things, trying to pick the best setup on the day and executing as flawlessly as possible on that setup and taking what the market gives you. Have a great day, traders. Good start to the week. Plenty of movement on oil and gold and yen crosses. And I'm sure the week will obviously continue to give us great opportunities. Have a great session, and may the markets go with you.